Good afternoon. This is Blake from Red Bank Church Christ. I just wanted to come to you and bring a few thoughts from the His Life Devotional this week. We're wrapping up the week of Jesus' death, the Passion Week, and some of the events that went on around and in Jesus' death. And if you were tuning in with us on Wednesday, we talked a little bit about the trials of Jesus and about how he showed patience in the midst of injustice, and uh, and that theme continues to go through even past the trials to the cross. Um, the writer points out some of the passages or some of the quotes that Jesus mentions on the cross. You have Luke 23 verse 34 where he says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Today you will be with me in paradise." Luke 23. Woman, behold your son, behold your mother. John 19:26. My God, why have you forsaken me? Mark 15, 34. And I thirst, and it is finished. From John 19:28 to 30. Uh, and I like what this author's doing. A lot of times when we think about the cross, we picture ourselves on the ground looking up at Jesus, and rightfully so. But I think it's interesting to take a different viewpoint from what Jesus saw when he was on the cross, and all these passages. If you have a chance, go to the devotional and read them all. But um, all these passages show what Jesus was looking at, even in the midst of suffering, in the midst of pain and injustice. He looks around and sees the brokenness in the people around him, and his words are all about forgiveness. And then you have one passage that may jump out to us as being a little odd. This one from Mark 15:34, where he says, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And it seems out of step with some of the other ones, but it's one of the most profound ones, I think. One of the most profound quotes from Jesus on the cross, and uh, the majority of people believe that he's quoting Psalm 22. So if you have a chance, go and read Psalm 22. But that psalm is a psalm from David where he starts off, the first few words are, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And then he goes on talking about the evil that surrounds him, and how he feels like the opposition is crushing him. But then he goes on at the second half of the psalm to say, but I know that God is there with me. I know that I have strength and hope in Him. And so it's easy to just see the first words from Jesus and the first few um, lines from that psalm, and think negative of these words of Jesus, but they're also um, these words from Jesus are very deep. And Elizabeth Browning wrote a little poem about these words that has always stuck with me. Um, she said, "Yea, once Emmanuel's orphan cry his earth hath shaken. It went up single, echoless, my God, I am forsaken. It went from the Holy's lips amid his lost creation, that of the lost no son shall use those words of desolation. It went up single, echoless, my God, I am forsaken. It went from the Holy's lips amid his lost creation, that of the lost no son shall use those words of desolation." Christ went through all this so that we could have a way um, to have comfort in suffering and hope, because without this death on the cross, um, we have no hope in and of ourselves of of eternal life, or life with Him. But through this death, through this suffering, we have hope, we have joy, we have confidence, and we have a God who is there with us in the midst of even our deepest sufferings, as was displayed on the cross when Jesus shows that He's not alone in this. Um, that even though chaos and suffering surrounds, He's still focused on His mission of salvation, uh, for humankind to be with God one day. And and we're so thankful for that that sacrifice, but it also uh, causes or calls for action on our part. In Galatians 2:20, like the writer points out, we need to crucify ourselves so that we can be crucified with Him. Right? Put the old self down so that we can become a new creation in Him. Ephesians 5 talks about the works of the flesh. He says the works of the flesh are evident, but the works of the Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit, is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Can almost break out in the song right there. But um, a stark contrast between this is the work of the flesh and this is the work of those who live in the Spirit. And so may we live like Christ. May we uh, put down our lives so that we can become a new creation like Him, so that we can be more like Him in our lives and in the midst of our suffering. I hope you're having a great holiday. I hope everything's going well. Hope you're having safe travels for all those who are traveling. If you're um, alone on this holiday, you're in our prayers for sure. Um, and no matter what, we know that we have a God who is there with us, even in the midst of loneliness and suffering. Have a great weekend, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.